Leaking of non-classified information is not a crime, and people close to the president have also been known to leak. Sessions' announcement comes amid the Russia investigation, and a source tells me that people are in whistleblower mode. They want the truth to get out. Tony?
Jeff, this White House has had to deal with leaks on a daily, sometimes seemingly hourly basis. Beyond the content of the leaks themselves, what does it say about this White House that there are so many leaks?
Well, the people I talked to in the intelligence community and some in law enforcement, and some who are former law enforcement, former intelligence community, they say that there are a lot of people in whistleblower status because they feel like the checks and balances aren't working. In other words, they'll hear some sort of comment from a public official that doesn't reflect the reality that they are aware of, and that's when you see some of these leaks happen. And certainly that's what we've seen with the Russia investigation. It is one of those stories that has consumed Washington in so many ways. You have law enforcement involved, the intelligence community involved, and there is information out there that people have seen that at times counters what is coming out of the White House.
And Attorney General Sessions says he's cracking down on leaks because they pose a national security risk. So where is that line between political leaking, leaking that could harm reputation, and a national security-related leak? Well,
that's a good point. Not every leak is a crime, but there are different levels of leaks. And at DOJ, apparently they have different tiers. Tier 3 is the most severe and most troubling for the Department of Justice, and that's really what they're trying to crack down on here. Tier 3 types of leaks are those where they feel there has been damage done to national security, and that could be in any number of ways, but specifically damage to sources and methods in terms of how they gather their information. So they believe that is a serious threat to national security, and when they get a case like that, typically it is referred to them because there is a belief that lives perhaps have been put in danger. But those types of leaks, really, in the grand scheme of things, are rare. So, you know, the fact that the Department of Justice is cracking down on those, you know, those have been around for some time. Leaks have been around for some time. But this is an effort to crack down on the most serious leaks. There have been 4 prosecutions so far this year. But the number of leaks, according to the Department of Justice, have really kicked up.
And now to the matter of the relationship between Jeff Sessions and the president himself. There's been some very public criticism from President Trump of his attorney general, and this action from Sessions comes at the tail end of that. We learned this week John Kelly, the new chief of staff, apparently called Sessions and said, "Don't worry, buddy, your job is secure." I don't know if I believe that if I'm Jeff Sessions, but what can you tell us about the state of the relationship between the attorney general and the president?
I don't know, the way you describe that, it sounds almost like a soap opera, but this is reality, right? We had a couple of weeks ago the president sort of floating the idea of perhaps firing Jeff Sessions and then almost ridiculing him through his Twitter feed, calling him beleaguered and weak. But we seem to be at a stalemate right now, and I got to say, based on our reporting and what we've been hearing over the last really several months, the president has been pushing Jeff Sessions to crack down on leaks, so perhaps the president was encouraged by what he saw today.
All right, you got to hope so if you're Jeff Sessions. Jeff Pegues, Justice correspondent for us in Washington. Jeff, thank you very much.
My pleasure.